So I have signed up to do the Colorado BDR. And if you look at one of the basic definitions of adventure, and you think about this in the context of adventure motorcycling, an adventure is an exciting or exhilarating experience. And this marks a big point for me in my adventure motorcycling skills, because when I first bought my bike, exciting and exhilarating experience just riding my bike around my neighborhood at 35 miles an hour. And then it was like really kind of pushing the limits to get on the highway where the speed limit is 75 miles an hour. So you have traffic going 80, 85, 90 miles an hour next to you with big semis just to get to the next town to go have coffee. And when I first bought the bike, I was all in on I think it's cool, like, go ride your bike, have fun, you define what adventure is. And if that means riding with your friends to a Starbucks and getting a coffee, I'm all in for it. I love coffee, I love specialty coffee, so if you're gonna go ride and support a local specialty coffee shop or roaster, even better. I think it's awesome. A lot of people talk trash about adventure motorcycles, that they pretty much just ride them to the next Starbucks, but hey, if that's an adventure for you and that's an exciting and exhilarating experience, then by all means go for it. And I was 100% bought into that, and I never imagined that I would be comfortable enough riding off-road to be able to want to do a BDR. If you go back to one of my first videos that I put out about going on my first group ride, I had just gotten my KTM 1290 Super Adventure S, and I went on like a group adventure ride, and it was like a terrible experience for me. It was, even though it was like nothing, now I look back at it and on that road I can do 30, 40 miles an hour, but at the time to do 20 miles an hour was like really scary. And so looking back on that experience where I ended up kind of just riding by myself for 4 or 5.5 hours all the way back home, I never thought I would be interested in doing like the really technical hard things. But as I just kept pushing, right, I just kept riding in areas that were outside of my comfort zone just a little bit, right? So if Moto Jitsu, he always says like ride within 80% of your limits. I was going out to places in BLM land where I was like riding at like, I don't know, 90% of my limit. So right, it was like just on the edge of being really uncomfortable and kind of pushing, and then like learning the area so I knew where the more technical tracks were, and I could practice it one section, get through that one section and then turn around, and then repeating the easier sections before made it kind of less challenging, right? It's almost like riding on a dirt road. And so like the dirt road sections getting to the more technical trail sections in the BLM land kind of became nothing, right? It became really easy until I got to the more technical stuff. So I've been slowly kind of over the last couple of years building my technical skills. And as I mentioned in my Tiger 900 Rally Pro video, one of the things I talked about is now going to a lighter bike. I feel like my off-road skills have gone from 0 to like 80, mostly because the bike is so much smaller and this bike is so much more off-road capable that I felt a lot more comfortable to push harder. And I've been looking for green and blue trails, off-road trails, using Onyx Backcountry, not sponsored by it, it's just an app I've been using to find trails to kind of push my limits and find new trails to practice in. So with that being said, I felt like I really reached a point where I was ready to do a BDR. And with the few people that I know here locally that actually ride adventure bikes, none of them could do a BDR this year, and I really wanted to do it. And looking on BDR's website, I actually came across a company called Motorcycle Adventures, Colorado Motorcycle Adventures. I think that's the name. They don't know I'm doing this video. It's not sponsored by them. They have no idea I have this channel. They know nothing about 0 mile ADV. I found that they actually offered a tour. So a couple of things that intrigued me about this and why I say I signed up for a BDR is that you're going to be riding with leaders, so a lead rider and a sweep rider at a minimum, who know the trails, right? They do this every year, multiple times a year. I'm assuming they probably have multiple tour dates that they do the Colorado BDR. They also do other states, so you're gonna have 2 really experienced riders who have done it before and they know what's coming up. I liken this to when I go mountain biking and I ride a new trail with somebody that knows how to mountain bike, or I shouldn't say knows how to mountain bike, but knows the trail that we are going on, and it's the first time you're riding it. It makes for a much more enjoyable experience because you can follow them, right? They know the line, they know the steep corners, they know all the main features that are likely going to be there every year. Now with erosion and weather and winter and all the snow and stuff that moves rocks around, it's not going to be the exact same, but the main obstacles will generally be the same each time you go through. So having a lead rider and a sweep rider and an experienced team to kind of take me on my first BDR gives me a level of comfort, right? That I going to be following people that have done it before, they know what they're doing, they get paid to do this. The second piece is that they also provide a support truck. So there's going to be a truck there in case there's any mechanicals or breakdowns or anything serious comes up. So it's nice to have that support. So if something breaks down, I don't have to carry a bunch of tools to help fix the bike and try to get back on the road. I will have that support vehicle. The third piece, and this may be a little bit controversial, is that they're also porting all of our luggage, and we're not camping. So we are going to stay in hotels every night. And so for me, not knowing how far I'm actually going to be pushing my limits on some of these rides, if I'm going to be pushing and being uncomfortable most of the day, it's going to be nice to be able to take a shower and feel comfortable at the end of the day, and also have a place to film and give you updates on how the day went, what I thought of each day on the tour. The fourth thing, which is not really part of adventure motorcycling, but is something that I have learned to enjoy as I've gotten older. When I was younger, I was terrible at meeting new people. I did not have good people skills. I was very nervous, very, very introverted, and I have since kind of switched. I've become more extroverted. And especially since I built a business, and if, again, side rant, there's one thing, if you're thinking about building a business, my dad always said this, if there's one thing in life that my dad did get right, and he was right about, and it's really ironic because he didn't have great people skills, was it's not necessarily what you know, but it's who you know. With business, it is all about getting to know the right people, making sure to take care of people around you that you don't know. And so I really had to learn how to get out, meet new people, think of other people first, really be of service to others, which then always kind of comes back around, call it karma or whatever you want, into helping you build a business. And especially now that I have a staff and a team that I have to look after, really it's all about serving other people and helping. So back to my original point, I am really excited about, I think there's going to be 10 total riders, so there'll be 9 other riders that I don't know, that I have never met. And so it'll be a unique and fun and exciting opportunity or experience to get to know some other people, right? And their story about adventure motorcycling and why they're doing a guided tour, not just going out and doing it themselves. The tour is sold out, so everybody should be there. So it's not just gonna be a couple of us, but it should be really fun. There are a number of areas that I have learned that I'm not good at as I've been practicing, because I have the dates in place. I'm going to do this. I have paid for it. There's no refunds on this thing because they have to pre-book stuff, and so I am committed. I have learned that my weakest areas currently are downhill, especially technical downhill, which is a bit ironic because downhill on the mountain bike is much easier than uphill on the mountain bike, especially in technical areas. But on the adventure bike, controlling and modulating the brakes with all that weight and getting through technical stuff is something that I need to learn. So if you have any suggestions and you're more experienced, why you're more experienced, I don't know. Maybe you enjoy my content. Thank you for being here. If you are experienced, please leave a comment below, because mostly my content is for new riders, helping them understand my experience so they can learn from me and hopefully have a better experience on their bike. So leave a comment below. What are some things that you've done to get better at downhill? Is there any tips or tricks or things to try? I am thinking about, I think it's for $30, you can download Chris Birch's videos. He has a bunch of different skills to help you get better on your adventure bike. So I may pay and support that. It's only $30, so I may check out those videos and practice some of those drills. So if I do, I'll give you some of my feedback on that. So yeah, mostly downhill is where I've learned that I am the least uncomfortable, and so I've been practicing that, trying to get better, and especially tight technical downhill corners. 100% my weakness. Uphill, I feel really good modulating the throttle. I can really get through most things if it's uphill. I haven't tried any black trails, so I can't get through those, but so far on some of the more technical sections of the blue and green trails here around town, I've been able to get through those with decent amount of ease, especially if it's more uphill and I can kind of modulate the gas to get me through it, as opposed to using momentum and weight to get me through it, which is a little bit harder. So if you have any suggestions, leave them below. If you've made it this far, please subscribe, hit the notification bell, all those YouTube things. It just helps me know that hopefully I'm helping somebody. And if you comment and you like and you do a lot of stuff, hopefully it'll help the channel grow a little bit, help it reach some other people who are learning and new, and maybe this content will help. So with that being said, stay safe out there, and we'll see you next time.